That poor signal coming from our Ibadan Network Center. Moving on now, the 18th Nigeria Oil and Gas Conference is underway in Abuja, with delegates profiling solutions to engage the government in more critical issues to close the gaps of emerging challenges in the industry. Mie Ogidi reports.
Viewing the marginal fields from the skies within the Nigerian space reminds one of the endowments. 37.5 billion barrels of crude oil in reserve, let alone the 201 billion cubic feet of gas reserve. 2.3 million barrels of oil is said to be produced on a daily basis, expected to contribute 3.73 trillion naira, representing 42% to the Nigerian national budget in the year 2019. Men and women of like minds here are preoccupied with how these resources can be best explored to move the financial chart upwards and to move away from fossil fuels to renewable energy.
It's easy for us to go and copy and paste what other countries have done. But when you copy and paste, it may not work in your own environment. It hasn't worked for us. So we need to start thinking about different ways of doing the same thing so that we can actually achieve different results.
The 18th edition of the Oil and Gas Conference is a mere rhetoric, as it were, but to foreign partners of Nigeria, it is a moment of new targets that requires no one to sit on the fence.
How can President Buhari fulfill his promise of bringing 100 million people out of poverty without the oil and gas industry?
This is an invitation to all, but realizing this needs some efforts from the government.
One is standardizing regulatory reforms so there's predictability. Secondly, of course, ensuring sanctity of contracts. Thirdly, the certainties around the tax regime. And fourthly, a dependable, independent judiciary.
NNPC is collaborating closely with the Department of Petroleum Resources to see that the right fiscal systems are in place.
A common ground found, but these delegates will be here for 3 days to reconcile the contributions of the private sector and that of the government for a shared prosperity in the Nigeria's oil and gas industry. Mie Ogidi.